The network doesn't think you have the it factor. We're looking to showcase some other talent.
You know what the problem with racism is? You don't fix it by pretending to want to fix it.
What attributes of your morning show character do you find have just threaded themselves into your actual life?
I'm not a lot like Chip in a lot of ways, but I will say I have a deep appreciation for him. Producing a live television show with that level of egomaniacal energy all around you, I have a new appreciation for why Chip is the way he is.
You really don't do sincere emotion well. It's kind of painful.
Okay, awesome. All true.
So much of Eric's story is similar to my story, where a child of immigrants, and so much of the themes of the morning show is who has a seat at the table and why. One of the things that we unpack on the show in season 2 is kind of the racial and political reckoning that's happening in America right now. So much of Eric's story like really resonated with me personally because I felt that energy in my career.
I've always felt like I've had a connection with Daniel Henderson, right? That brother is vocal. I hate to say it, but you know, sometimes I do a call out from time to time, right? Daniel likes to call people out. Sometimes I do a call out.
Try being a little softer, a little more accessible, you know?
You telling me to be less black?
And I also really connect to his journey, just being a black man in America, having to work in you know, a lot of white spaces that aren't necessarily where the roads aren't built for you as a person of color.
I feel like I'm a fairly passionate person. Hopefully my level of passion, romanticism is part of Yanko, and hopefully part of that and Yanko translates to me, you know, in real life.
I love you, and I hate every moment that I have to hide it.
I think vulnerability, it's this sense of softening that happens in the middle of adversity. I've explored that as a human being after having portrayed Nia for 2 seasons. It's tough, but it's possible.
We have done good work.
What's an iconic performance or an iconic performer who has really made a significant impact in your life?
I remember being 15 years old and walking into the movie theater to see My Own Private Idaho by Gus Van Sant, because, you know, I was like, oh, it's Keanu Reeves. You know, I like Keanu Reeves, and it's River Phoenix. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a comedy, you know? And it was my first like indie dramatic film, and I had my mind blown. That really was what got me into, you know, into filmmaking.
You know, I got to shoot some of my scenes back to back with Billy Crudup. Billy is such a master of his craft. I got to see him with the sides, and he marked up his sides like he was studying for the GMAT. I mean, like the highlighter, he had slash marks in the middle of lines so, you know, he could hit different intonations. And oftentimes we look at these performers and think that it's just all God-given, but no, like he's really out here doing the work.
I am a huge fan of Denzel Washington. The job that he did in Flight, that movie was extraordinary. The work he did in it was extraordinary. I think he's had an incredible career.
I grew up in the Denzel age when he was at his glory, and so I kept going to the movie theater and seeing this charismatic, dark-skinned brother leading these movies and I'd never seen that before.
By the way, additional props to you for saying Denzel in his glory. I don't know if you intended the glory pun in there, but you gave it.
You are good.